Man, there is so much hate around this live-action Lion King film. That'll show Disney. They're sure gonna learn their lesson with this one. Oh, come on. Welcome back to Roundtable, I'm Nemo, and there was no doubt in anyone's mind that Disney's live-action remake of The Lion King was gonna make a bunch of money. But we just learned recently that not only did it make a lot of money, it made the most money. That's right, as of today, technically The Lion King remake is the highest grossing animated film of all time. Let that sink in for a second. Now, I know what you're thinking and inevitably screaming at your computer right now. Nemo, it's a live-action remake, it's not an animated movie. And yes, technically this is kind of billed as a live-action remake. And if you watch this movie, it looks like it's trying to be live action. But it turns out that's not the case. If you pop the hood, this film is entirely animated. From the characters to the backgrounds, all of this movie is 100% fake and 100% animated. Sure, they made it in a unique way, they went and shot pictures to base it off of, and they actually built the backgrounds in VR somehow, but this is a CGI movie at the end of the day. It's kind of scary, it shows just how far CGI has truly come, but it also led to the most disappointing announcement in animation of all time. Because while it's great to see that an animated movie is making so much money, this is not the victory we wanted. If you're wondering who it beat out, the record holder for highest grossing animated film of all time was actually held by Disney too. It was the movie Frozen, and that was really cool to see because Frozen was just a really clear-cut animated Disney movie. It gave the animation industry this sort of fire to it, like, hey, we're still out here making all this money. But the fact that The Lion King took this title just feels hollow and sad. First of all, they never at all advertised this as an animated film, okay? They advertise this as a live-action movie. In fact, Disney has done everything in their power to stray away from the animated title. Disney is refusing to call it its biggest animated film, refusing to even call it an animated film at all. According to Jon Favreau, the director, regarding this film being animated, it depends what standard you're using, because there's no real animals, and there's no real cameras, and there's not even any performances that's being captured that's underlying data that's real. Everything is coming through the hands of artists. But to say it's animated, I think is misleading as far as what expectations might be. That's an interesting way of wording it, and I kind of see what he's going for here. He admits that this is, at the end of the day, an animated film, like strictly by definition, the film was animated, artists made it. But it's true that if they build it as an animated movie, a lot of people will probably be confused. It doesn't look animated at all, it looks live action, I understand that. But I think there's a more depressing answer here. There is an undeniable stigma around animated movies, and every so often there's a Frozen that comes around that becomes a global phenomenon, but most of the time, a lot of the general public are less willing to see a movie because it's animated. It's sad, but it's true. I know a lot of people that hated Spider-Verse as a Spider-Man film and refused to see it just because it was animated. There's just a stigma, so I can see why Disney's trying its hardest to run from that animation title. And there's no doubt that this film's success lies in the fact that it wasn't really seen as an animated film, it was seen as a live-action movie. If anything, The Lion King remake is some poetic example of how animated films can never truly compete with the success of live-action movies. It seems like this was sort of Trojan horsed into being an animation success, when in reality it really wasn't. It's just another example of how the movie industry works. However, it's both fitting and sad that Disney is behind all of this. In a way, it's pretty cool that Disney has the highest grossing animated film of all time, and say what you want about the live-action remakes, it's funny that Disney finally animated a live-action remake, which is just kind of really confusing. But at the same time, it's the same studio that is denying the animation title, shying away from it. I mean, that just feels wrong. Like, at its roots, Disney is an animation company, it should be embracing it, but it just seems like it's a money game. It's just sad to see Disney rejecting the animation title for what seems like financial gain. And it's another example of the massive success of their live-action remakes. I mean, Aladdin made over $1 billion, I'm pretty sure, which is insane. No matter how hard we try, we will never be able to beat these Goliaths. No matter how much negative press the movies get, how bad they inevitably look, or how bad they even are, they're still going to make a ton of money. We cannot change that because there are thousands of Karens out there who need something to do with their stupid kids, and they know The Lion King, so why don't they check out the remake? Let's go see it. That's just how it works. And now, ironically, if there's any film that I could see taking the spot of top animated movie from The Lion King, it would be Frozen 2. It just makes the most sense. Frozen is a huge brand, the first movie was the highest grossing forever, and there's no doubt in my mind that the sequel is going to make an insane amount of money. So as sad as the story may seem for fans of animation, there is hope on the horizon this fall with Frozen 2. Until then, we'll just have to live with our top animated movie being the soulless reproduction of something that was once great. I mean, at least it had Eric Andre, that's pretty cool, right? But at the end of the day, I want to know what your guys' thoughts on this. Are you happy with this news? Were you really angry? Let us know in those comments down below, or tweet to us at Roundtable Vids, or me at CabooseJr. As always, if you want to consider helping out the Roundtable, you can support us on Patreon, or become a member of the channel and get exclusive access to scripts and avatars. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the Roundtable for more incredible cartoon content, guys. I'm Nemo, this is a news video, and I will see you next time. Peace.